Hello, hello, my lovelies. Happy Thursday. You know what time it is, don't you? I sure do. It's time. It's Thirsty Thursday. Come on in. This is what we need to get going today. Thirsty Thursday. Who's here? Say hello. Say hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Here we go. A lot faster today than usual. Nice to see. There's my girl Lucy. How are you, Lucy? Good to see you. Who else is in here today? Come on in. The water is fine. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about, trying to get you guys going here. We got a lot of good stuff on the horizon. Who else is in here? There's my girl Jenny. Still getting over that stomach virus. Keep my Jenny in prayer. It's just a real booger to get through that kind of stuff, isn't it? Hi, Emily. Good to see you too. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you're back too. Sometimes I see you and sometimes I don't. And I always think, how are you? How are you doing? Who else is in here? There's Katrina and Carla and Barbara. Wow, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back, Barbara. Come on in. My girl Vanessa. There she is. I bet her kids are there too. Saying hi to the girls, Vanessa. Tell them I said hello. Hi, Robin. Good to see you all. We are getting ready. There's Mary. There's Cynthia. We are getting ready for next week's sprint. I am excited. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. You know what I like about the sprint? It's my big reset button. Just bam, hit the reset button, and that was easy. Remember that button? I have one of those around here somewhere. I don't know where I did with it. I would play it for you, but come on. And anyway, I haven't been in Facebook today, really, just a little bit. I haven't really checked on everybody, but I hope everyone's doing well, especially if you're in a Hot Milk Club or Hot Milk Club. By the way, today at 2:00 we are meeting, so I will see you in the clubhouse. I don't remember what today's thing is on. I've got it written down. Oh, self-sabotage. I'm good at that, so I can help you with it. If you're good at self-sabotage, you're in the right place, but we're trying to get rid of all of that, aren't we? So yes, absolutely, 100% get ready for the sprint. And as a matter of fact, if you've never joined us, if you go to savingdinner.com, you'll see it. It's right there. It's free. And we do this because our whole goal with the sprint is to bring people into the place of understanding and having an education on what the difference is between an anti-inflammatory diet and a diet that's going to be building your health versus these other, dumb, lose weight, eat this cabbage soup kind of a diet. What we're about is educating. We're about building your health. We're about taking the bad stuff in, putting the good stuff in, and watching you transform before our eyes. As a matter of fact, there's my friend Kimberly Gray, who just posted pictures of these two totally different people. That was so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those pictures, Kimberly. This is what happens. People change their lives based on this. And it's not just your waistline. It's not just your, your jeans. Certainly a great benefit, right? But there's a whole heck of a lot more that's attached to that. And that's why we have these little sit downs and talk every day, except Sunday. Usually I'm, in my pajamas till an ungodly hour or in my sweats or whatever with my hair up in a ponytail and no makeup, and I don't want anyone to see me. So anyway, this is exactly what the whole thing is about. And what we're trying to do here is get you started on the right track. The right track is what you're going to put into your mouth to fuel your life. Fuel your life. Fueling your life is like a big, huge deal. And the vehicle for that life is your body. There is nothing else out there. You don't have an option of saying, you know what, maybe not this one. Maybe I would like this in a different shade of blue. Maybe I want something with 4 on the floor instead. It's not like you're trading in a car. You got your body. You got it. It's yours. And now we have to deal with it wherever it is that you are. And the whole place where it starts, where you can hit the jackpot, is when you start to understand that you're taking care of this vehicle, that the way you feed it is the way you're going to get the instantaneous feedback. If you get pain and weight gain and bloating and indigestion, there's your feedback. Not going well, not feeding it well. I've said this 100 times, but worth saying again. I have a diesel car. If I put something in my car other than diesel, how far do you think it's going to go? Might go for a little bit, but at the very end of the day, guess what happens? You mess up the engine. And that's happening to so many of us, and yet we treat our mouths like garbage cans. And my whole thing is come on over and see how just a quick flip of the switch and understanding about anti-inflammatory eating is going to change your life. All the things, not just your gene size, but all the things. It's pretty amazing what happens. And I'll say that loud and strong from the mountaintop because I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've lived it. And so I have so many people here. You can just talk to them all here. They're just chatting up a storm, which is fantastic. Our quote of the day, week rather, is you are one decision away from a totally different life. One decision, one. And maybe that decision for you is joining us on the sprint this one time. 7 days, it's free, it's on savingdinner.com, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is worth it. Paula is asking, does it help with arthritis inflammation? I am going to let the ladies answer that. I've seen it over and over again, yes, but you will see that this is the truth. If you want to order from us, which I love it when you do order, this is how you support Saving Dinner, by the way. We have so many great supplements. They have all been curated for you. They've been curated for you. This is the stuff, the exact stuff that I use. It's pharmaceutical grade. It is clean. It is wonderful. And this week, if you order Glycozyme, which will help you not only with your blood sugar levels, because it does help to regulate blood sugar levels, it will also help with your digestion. It's an amazing proprietary blend of herbs and spices. No, well, there is some herbs, there is some spice in there, but it also has some things in there that's just going to help you completely with your digestion. It's going to help you with your blood sugar. It has a great price point on it, and it will help you with shipping free, because then you write ships free in the little window and you get free shipping. And it doesn't matter what you put in your cart. You can put in a whole bunch of stuff. You can put in everything that we've got there and it will still ship free. It doesn't matter what the weight is, nothing. Just put Glycozyme in there. It's yours free. And if you go a step further, guess what? If you spend $250, I'll send you a mindful mug. And our mindful mugs are darling. And these mindful mugs help us to take a minute, put us back to center so that when we're sitting down to a meal, we've got this little mug of bone broth. We're understanding that we're going to go into this meal mindfully. And we're not going to be just munching out and chewing down and going absolutely bonkers. That's not what we want to do. That's what got us to this place in the first place, right? So we'll send you this. All you have to do is order $250 worth of supplements. Easy to do. You can get all stocked up for months to come. And secondarily, if you add the Glycozyme in there, you'll get not only the mug, but you'll also get free shipping. Ta-da! That's what I have for you. Q&A is tomorrow. Have you sent in your questions? All you have to do is send them into support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, all you have to do is put question for Leanne on Friday. And it comes to me magically. And I answer them because that's what I do. And lastly, I just want to say we're all going to be giving out a mindful mug for free to whomever shares all the video broadcasts that we have. And I keep a list. It's right here. And my girl Lisa, Cassie, Dawn, Catherine, Jamma, Joanne, Amy, Emily. These are my people. Cynthia Deer, she's been sharing this quite a bit as well. All these people are sharing and sharing and sharing and caring. and telling people why you want to have a listen. You know, we're not just about collecting people, we're about bringing people into a community and giving them the family treatment, giving them the love that they need. So when you share and share to public so I can see it and put you on the list, you might be the winner. You will find out tomorrow. Alrighty, so let's talk. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say to anybody who has, if you have ordered chocolate Perfect Paleo Protein and would be considered to change over to vanilla, we are in the midst of changing over all of our formulations to our brand new formulator. And so we're looking at about a 2-week delay. So be in touch with customer support at savingdinner.com, and just know that we are working our butts off to make this better for you and to give you the best possible things. But we are in the midst of this awkward changeover. So please be patient with us and let us know if we can make a substitute for you this one time. And, I appreciate your support. All right. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the difference between success and survival, because success and survival are two very different things on the very end of the spectrum. And I think sometimes that we live in the survival mode without knowing it. And especially if we're trying to do things differently and we get stuck, you understand the word stuck, right? You get stuck in that same place of survival mode, wanting to go to the place of success. And there's this big time battle going on inside of your head. Have you ever noticed that? That battle going on inside of your head? It's a bear, and it can cause a lot of exhaustion. Have you ever heard of the term decision fatigue? Well, decision fatigue comes, and it comes easily because we're in our heads with this constant, should I do it? Should I not do it? Is this going to be the right thing? Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Well, I better go ask somebody. It's crazy town. And between all this stuff that's going on in our heads, and then when we start to bring other people into the mix, and you've seen this. Anyone else feel this way? You're posting it in a Facebook. Anyone else? Or anyone else having this go on? Or it's just like this, like almost this white knuckle grabbing onto fear. And that's what survival is all about. It's fear. It's staying in this place of lack. It's staying in this place of not knowing, so therefore not going to happen. It's staying in the place of, this is the way I've always done it, and doing anything different is uncomfortable. And that's what survival is. Survival is keeping you in that same little space. It's almost like staying in your parking place. Like, say if you lived in an apartment complex and you don't leave the house because you don't want to lose your great parking space. Your parking space is right there in front of your apartment or whatever. And that's kind of lunacy, isn't it? Because if you never leave that parking space, you're never going to go out and adventure in and go get your groceries, pick up your dry cleaning, do the other errands that you need to do, go see some friends, go on a date, have an adventure. You can't do any of that if you stay parked. And that's what survival mode does. It keeps us safe. That's our brain again working overtime on that whole bit of survival. So if we are avoiding all of the above, if we're avoiding what we determine to be fear, what fear of success, or fear of failure, or fear of the fear, or fear of feeling something different, or fear of speaking up, that's a big one, then we're stuck. And we can't take the risk that's going to lead us to the place of having the very thing that we want. Have you thought about it that way? Because those risks that we take are super helpful for getting us to see that it's not scary, it's not awful, we're not going to get hurt, we're not going to get harmed, it's just new. And sometimes new is enough to say, ooh, I don't know about that, I don't know that I can do that. But if we can see what our brain is trying to do, and I've told you before, we've talked about the Oregon Trail. Well, we all have these neurons in our brains. We have these synapses. We have these pathways, these neural pathways that we've built over the years in our heads that take us to that fear factor, that are working really hard to keep us safe. The amygdala does that. And it's the thing that says, no, 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 don't do that. That's risky. That's scary. We need to stay safe. Right around the corner, there's a lion ready to eat us and take us down. And I believe that's all hardwired in from, forever ago, because, we haven't really changed that much. Maybe we don't have big saber-toothed tigers, in the back of a bush in our yard, but we have that still that same kind of a knee-jerk reaction to doing anything differently. So if we can understand that that's the Oregon Trail in our head, and going on a different path means creating a new pathway or going down the road less traveled, if you will. And it's always a little fearful. It's always a little scary. It always involves a little bit of risk. And sometimes that little bit of risk is just using your voice or doing something different or driving a different way or fill in the blank. But however it is that your mind perceives it, then you find yourself doing things that if you were to write it down in paper and pen, you'd go, well, that's a little silly. Have you ever done that? I've certainly done it. We all have. We have knee-jerk reactions to keeping us safe, not getting outside of the comfort zone, and just staying in our own little place so that nothing can touch us. But if we want success and not the same old, if we're done living this Groundhog Day existence, if we're done with that Oregon Trail that leads right to that same reaction that has kept us basically hostages to our own lives because we're not getting the success that we want, because we're stuck so much with our amygdala telling everybody what to do, then we get to this place of understanding, that's what's going on in there. And I'm going to unplug that, and I'm going to plug into this. Part of the carousel of crazy. That's good, Rami. Rami's saying it's my bubble. She calls it her bubble. It is your bubble. We all have one. But that's also that entrapment of the carousel of crazy. It's what keeps you trapped in that little round and around, up and down thing that we all get a little nutty about. We lose ourselves to this stuff, and we don't get to enjoy the success of having a triumph. And it holds us back. It holds us hostage. It sucks the joy out of our lives. And we end up in this place of being very, very tiny and small, comparing ourselves to everybody else. And looking at, well, they're doing it, and but that's them, and I can't, and we have this entire conversation going. And the difference between somebody who's in a place of success and the place of someone who's in a place of survival is recognizing survival patterns. We all have some kind of survival stuff that shows up. We all do. But we can get out of it. And I think one of the best places and the easiest way to get out of the survival mechanism is to, first of all, find our voice. Find your voice. Speak up. Don't just suck up and take it. I can think of 100 different ways in which I have done this all my life. And it's just little tiny things, but those little tiny things mean something in the long road, in the long shot. And what I mean by this is that when we have this kind of a thing going on in our lives, for example, we put up with the waiter delivers something wrong that we didn't, it's okay, I'll just take it, I'll just eat it anyway. And it's really not what you wanted, but you just suck it up and do it anyway. Or you say to your hairstylist after they cut your hair or color it or whatever it is, oh yeah, it's great. And then you get home and you're crying because no, it's not what you wanted. Or you say to your partner, oh, it's okay, I'm fine, I'll do this. And it's not what you wanted to do. Or you say to the PTA, yes, I will volunteer my face off for you and give you all the time that I've got. And it's really not something that you need to be doing right now. Girlfriend, find your voice. You know what's right. And even if you have to go back and just, you know what, and just say, I did it again, and you get on the phone and you say to your hairdresser, you know what, I'm really not happy with that cut, or I'm really not happy with that color. Or you say to the manager on the way out, I should have said to the waiter this. And still taking responsibility for yourself and taking responsibility for the fact that you said nothing. But until you find your voice on the outside, you won't find it for the inside. And you'll be back on that Oregon Trail, back on the carousel of crazy, and you're going to wonder why. Because you're doing all the things. You think you're doing all the things, but inside, you're fighting all the things. So stand up. Who here is going to stand up? If you're going to stand up and you're going to start using your voice, and I'm not saying be a shrew, be a jerk, be a, fill in the blank. I'm saying stand up, use your voice. If you're not happy about something, then you're going to need to start being happy about something. Is that you? Is it time for you to start using your voice? If that's you, I want you to say right now, I am using my voice starting now. Just write it out. That's your first thing. That's an intention right there. That's an intention. We're done with it. We have to be done with it. If we're not done with it, we're not going to ever get our lives back. Because the fight inside is too dramatic and too tough. And we give up. And we fall back into what we've known. And if that's survival mode, no way. It's not going to work. There's my girls. I'm going to use my voice. Are you going to use your voice? You got it? Hey, listen, can you hear me? If you can hear me, and if you know in your knowing and you're feeling it in the innermost part of your beautiful self, then it's time to stand up. It's time to use your voice. And again, nice girls, maybe we're told to suck up and shut up, but you are still a nice girl. You are still a woman of integrity. You are still a woman that can stand up and say something without putting somebody down. Using your voice doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. It means that you have an opinion. It means that you have an idea of what it is that you want. And it means that you're ready to have success instead of just survival. So number one, you use your voice. And I'm here listening for it. I'm here listening and I want to see it. Use it. And I want to hear some success stories of when you finally spoke up and finally said something. Because that's an important thing and it's a changer, a game changer. And then you need to create a plan and you need to follow through with the plan. And we talked about that yesterday with consistency. And isn't consistency one of the most wonderful things you've ever experienced in your life? Consistency is your payoff. Because when you're consistent, you get back feedback immediately, pretty much. You see the consistency. You see your hard work at work. You see what you've done is showing up. We've had that. We just had Kimberly's lovely picture on the sprint showing her before and her after. That's consistency showing up. Perfectly? Did she do it perfectly? No. But she did it consistent. And when we see consistency, that is a celebration. And we have to do that. You can't be consistent unless you have a plan. How do you like? Hear me again. You can't be consistent unless you have a plan. When you have a plan in place, then you have something that you know that you need to do. And then that's how you build off of your consistency. You know what you're going to do. You know what you're going to eat. You know what you're going to go buy in the grocery store. You know what your day is going to look like because you've got your morning and your evening routines elevated to rituals, like we say here, and you are actually following through with them. And in between the bookends of your day, the rest of the day follows suit because you planned, because you took the time. These things are huge. These things are huge, and these are the needle movers of your life. Using your voice, having a plan, and then when the bumps come, because remember, we're doing things excellently excellently, not perfectly, the bump is going to come. You're going to have a bump. You're going to fall off. It's going to be a survival day. And what's that going to do to you? Is that going to mean that all of this, everything that I've just said is just not true? Does that mean that it's for everyone else, but not for you? Does that mean that it's just really you're stuck? You really are stuck? You really are a hostage to your own thinking? No. What a bump means is that you're a human being, and it's easy to fall back into that place. So what you need to do is recognize, oh, there's a bump. And what do we do from that? You've heard me talk about this. We unplug the emotion from it, and we just go, here's a bump. I share it with my body clutter buddy. I talk to my friends about it, or whatever, and I just say, okay, it was that one time. And we don't allow 2 in a row, because 2 in a row means that we're starting down the slide. We understand that it's a flag. It comes up, and we self-correct. Easy. So what? And if you're using our journal, there's a place for course correction at the end of the day, and you can write it in there of what you can do next to make it not happen, to go back to survival mode. You are not on an island. This is not Survivor. I'm voting you off the island, okay? I'm voting you off the island. It's time to get off Survivor Island and time to get onto Success Island. And it is done by using your voice, by using a plan, expecting bumps, planning for them, and then allowing yourself to course correct without the big emoting, without the sobbing and the this, that, and the other thing, and thinking that you're nothing but a loser because you had a bump. Who cares? Welcome to the human race. We're all like that. It's cha-cha sometimes, man. 2 steps up and 2 steps back, but don't give up on yourself. Don't quit. That's the whole difference. And that's what separates the sheep from the goats. That separates the survivors from the successors. You get successful by not quitting on yourself. And then go to the place of how you feel when you succeed. Live it. Relive that. Quit reliving the junk that doesn't do anything for you, that just puts you back down into the downward spiral. But today, you go to the success place and stay there. And I want you to just roll around in your success. Roll around in it. Feel it. Feel it. Connect with it. Heart to soul to mind to everything. And celebrate yourself, for heaven's sake, sister. When we do something right, that's the stuff that needs to be elevated and thought about again and again and again. Not all the garbage, not all the crap that we go through. You understand that, right? So let's make a pact. Hey, pinky swear? Come on, girls. I want to see your pinkies. Pinkies up. We are no longer stuck. We are no longer unable. We are no longer hostages to this garbage of survival. We're in the place of success. We've left Survivor Island. There's my girl, Catherine, with a pinky swear. We're pinky swearing, girls. We are pinky swearing to a life of success. And we're pinky swearing to the place of loving ourselves finally enough to understand that when we get into that bad place, we're coming right back out with a vengeance, like tigers jumping out of the bush, right? That's what we're about. That's who we are. We are women on a mission, and we're not going to stop until we get to where we want. You are never, ever, ever allowed on my watch to quit on yourself. You may not. I will find you. I will drag you back. You're mine. You're part of this family. You are part of this community. You're part of this loving, amazing community. We're going to succeed. That's it. It might not look perfect, but it will darn well be excellent. And we're in it together. And that's what I know is the key to success. We've got each other. Support, encouragement, and belief, man. Belief. Don't ever for a minute stop believing in yourself. Don't ever for a minute take your eye off the ball. It is yours. It's yours. Be daring enough to grab it. for yourself. Use your voice, use your plan. And when you fall and when you bump around, reach out. Tell everybody about it and get ready to get back on that horse and get going again, because that's what we do. We are humans, but we are a group of loving humans that have each other's backs. And that's the big differentiator between us and everybody else. We're not going to let it fall, ever. And no one falls and goes and crawls away on my watch. Pinky swear. I love you guys. I hope you know that. So thank you for today. And if you are a part of Hot Melt Club, I will see you at 2:00 straight up. And don't forget, you want to reordering, you want this, right? Mindful Mug tomorrow is going to be given out, so don't forget to share publicly. And don't forget also that if you order $250 worth of supplements, I will send you that Mindful Mug absolutely free. Don't forget, if you put glucozyme in there, guess what happens? No shipping costs. You just put ships free in the little code window and it's yours. Thank you so much for supporting Saving Dinner. You know, you make a difference in our lives. And I so appreciate all of you. You're the best. Love you. Seriously. Peace out, girls. Bye.